What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Cousin Cecil Show. I'm your host, Mike Fowler, aka Cousin Cecil. How are you? How was your week? Hopefully you had a good one. Hopefully you had a good time to game. Hopefully you avoided Morbius, even though apparently it's not being that successful. But I think it's been cracking like almost 100 million, and that's maybe 99 million more than it should. But yeah, what is it? Got a little bit to talk about, a little bit of PlayStation news, and we'll get up, probably get you out of here. I can't remember anything else. I'm going to also look up my notes because I did do one note. Because the other stuff is kind of understanding. I kind of have it in my head of knowing exactly what I was going to say. But how was my week? I think I had a pretty good week. I was slowly doing a little bit of more Horizon Forbidden West. And at this moment in time, I can definitely just say I'm not a fan of it, but I'm going to push through it because how I word it. The gameplay wise isn't bad. I think the way it's doing story and a little bit of mechanical wise of like the RPG part of it is a little crappy in my opinion. I'll play a little bit of that. I don't think I played anything else enough to brag about. Nope. A little bit of Call to the Sea, which I think we've discussed before, is that puzzle walking simulating puzzle game that has a little bit of the creature from the Black Lagoon feel to it, and that's been pretty fun. Some of the puzzles are hard, and I won't lie, I've been using YouTube for some of the puzzle solving because some of it's like, how am I going to figure this out? But I digress. A little bit Elden Ring, not enough to still brag. Still in that weird. I guess I've got to the part where I have found the first official boss, in the sense of like, hey, here's a cutscene, here's the guy, he comes out, here comes the big bar, good luck. I got him halfway, and I still got all the swords and staffs that I got at the beginning. I've not found anything else. I need to go find some more better equipment for my character, since I'm a astrologer magic person. But yeah, oh yeah, I guess we can talk about a little bit of that too. I was able to go to the theater and got to watch Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which is the movie for the hit anime / it's also a prequel to the hit anime. How about we also break down the series for a quick second? Long story short, it's a shonen anime. Shonen means it's about a protagonist that's kind of dumb, but he's kind of the strongest guy of this said universe. You've obviously seen it with Dragon Ball Z as a shonen. Naruto is a shonen. Bleach is a shonen. There's also, magazines that just talk about this type of anime, shonen Jump and all that stuff. But the series is basically whenever there's a big change of emotion or a place of dread in this world, basically demons or ghost ideas can be created and haunt that area. And then also apparently they do a little bit like based on true story stuff, in the sense of like in Japan, like 10,000 people disappear each. I'm going to say year to give myself a net. I don't know if they said it for could be each month, but basically there's a I don't want to say it's probably like a secret. We're going to call it a secret society school that has these kids that are basically they can see the spirits / demons, and they train. Obviously, it's just a typical, basically like Ghostbuster in the sense of we're stopping ghosts, demons from doing blah blah blah, and that's basically like the real gist of it. And there's also like a big demon in the season that's kind of the conversation piece that has been trying to do that, and also involves the protagonist of the season. The prequel movie, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, is kind of more about the background of the teacher, and also basically the school that the protagonist of the season gets initiated into. And I will say also, it was really good. I also think it also goes into that same ballpark as these new modern anime movies have been really kicking it up a notch in the sense of where do they matter in canon? Where do they matter in the series itself? Do they even consist, or do they even connect to the series? And this one is definitely the closest to the, so it doesn't technically matter to the events of the season, but apparently also people who reviewed it and know a little bit more, able to talk to Toho Animation and all that shit. You got to meet some people that are going to be getting highlighted into season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I prefer. This was a really good movie. I think it's also gave you a really cool tone of where the show could go, and also kind of backed up some of the spots that were kind of very quick scary in the show. But this one definitely has more of a dread to the movie's protagonist, which is a different guy. That's why I'm trying to now just focus on the movie. But the protagonist of the movie definitely has a really deep, dark storyline that's almost into a horror manga compared to like this shonen stuff. And then I more also wanted to say is because that's where I really wanted to see it before this, and B, I was listening to Stay Crunchy and Milk and podcasts, and Lunchbox on there. He did what would be the most straightforward answer and also explanation from a person who didn't watch the show, who was invited to go see the movie. So he thought the movie was a lot more connected to the series, and it's not in the sense of what he was describing. It hurt my soul and my heart to hear. It gets into more, that goes into me about like, I get real amped up when I don't, and it goes into the storyline of the PlayStation stuff this week, is Lunchbox is fine. I understand him. I understand his background, and also understand he just had the experience. He had friends that say you are coming, like it or not, come on, and see if you enjoy the show. He didn't enjoy the show. He just had he just assumed the series was like the movie. The movie is definitely, there's parts to the show that's real, and the other parts that he was holding on to is not really the real plot of the show. He saw in the TV show, in the movie, he goes, oh, it's like Harry Potter, Fantastic Beast stuff, where there is one group that wants to help banish the ghosts, and there's another group that wants to control the ghosts and be the ones who run the world. technically that is the movie plot. That is a typical anime idea that, this is just the villain of the week. And that is his plan. But obviously it gets debacled or, diffused and resolved in this movie. But that's not what the show is about. The show is kind of like I said, there's a not villain of the week, but a monster, and then the running plot is involving making the protagonist stronger because he's looking for these demon fingers that fell off into the earth. Blah blah blah. It involves, you have to watch it because I'm not gonna explain it and then make it sound like a crazy show compared to how simple it is. You'll understand everything within the first two episodes if you really want to. But the movie was really well done. I like the horror. I like also a little bit of the difference of it definitely opens up more lore background for there's these dynasty of families that are actually part of the demon hunters and all that fun jazz. The plot again it's relevant to the series, which I like, but also it does play the safe route because it's a prequel. It doesn't affect the current season or show. I definitely recommend it. I like it also because it's a prequel that you could give it to a friend to go, hey, watch this movie. See what you think. You like, especially if you, because, don't get too attached to the main protagonist. But if you get attached to the side characters, the sensei, because they're in the show, you definitely are in the right alley. And I do like that idea that you also get the same shtick of yeah, we're going to train you. We're going to try to take care of these demons to protect people, blah, 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 blah. I like that. And I definitely like that in the sense of, out of the three anime movies that I think I've discussed on this show of explaining stuff about them, I think Demon Slayer's movie is still number one because I think it is very progressive in the sense of we're going to make a movie that does the next arc of the manga storyline, but in a movie, and you have to catch the movie or you're not going to get it in the TV show. They backtracked that and they did make a little small episodic version of the movie. The movie, you can go on Hulu, you can go on Crunchyroll right now and basically watch the Mugen Train movie in a 7 episodic show. And it's the same thing except, just like I said, just episodic. I think Jujutsu Kaisen's one is second because, again, it goes into, it is it's irrelevant. It's relevant to the show. It's good. And then also the idea of it's not just a one-off thing. The third thing is the third My Hero movie that we have watched and on here is a good movie, but it's also definitely the one of hey, I just want to watch a movie with a villain that is taken care of within this movie. Hey, it's a very classic show-in because it's obviously it doesn't involve the show. It doesn't involve there's no stakes. There's no I'm going to lose, if I don't watch this, I'm not going to know what's going on in the show. So, that's where I get into that. And then also while I'm still in this anime thing, I do see Attack on Titan apparently is doing part 3 of the final season that comes out next year. Don't quote me. I think I saw it say around June next year. But I am not up to date with Attack on Titan. But I'm more surprised. they don't say, you know what, if we're going to do a part 3, why don't we just finalize it all with a movie? They should just do a movie of the final part 3. That'd be a pretty interesting way of doing it. But I digress. But yeah. Back to, I kind of tiptoed around it. I want people to enjoy whatever they like, but I do get irked with when people like to play stupid in the sense of like they like to act like it's cool to act like you don't care. I don't understand that. I don't understand where that has come into the spotlight of like, it's because okay, we'll just get into it. The PlayStation, Sony has came out and they talked about they finally brought out that PlayStation Spartacus rumored stuff, and I think I also kind of said some quick rumored stuff from last episode, but this is the more finalized stuff. Is what is it? So it comes out that it is basically going to be a 3-tier system for PlayStation Plus. They didn't change the name. They're just kind of merging PlayStation Plus and PS Now into a 3-tier system. And the first tier, if you choose, you could stay in the PlayStation Plus ecosystem that is currently like it is right now for the since PS4. Excuse me, I think since PS4 was announced, you can stay at the same PS Plus version for $60 like it has been, and that will continue on from so on and so forth. So that's cool. That means you'll get 2 free games a month. I think they're trying to buckle down so it'll be 2 free games and not do the like lately it's been 3 to 4 with like PS4 games and blah blah blah, 1 PS5. I think they just made an asterisk in that. I think they're just saying we're guaranteeing you 2. It could be 3 like it's been, could be 4 like it's been. Well, like they just for the display, it says 2 free games a month. Hey, $60, $10 a month, $25 a quarter. Okay. Then now we get into PlayStation Plus Extra. I might be wrong on the names, but I know for sure the second one, I think. So there's a middle tier now. Middle tier one gives you the PS Plus Essential, which is that first tier. So everything I said in the first tier. Also, I mean, like, you also get your cloud saves. You also get online multiplayer, which obviously that's, I guess, the gist of the idea of like, yeah, PlayStation Essential is just the essential stuff that has been going on since the PS4 launched. So almost 10 years of... No, it has been... I think it's almost been 10 years. Basically, the past 10 years of fucking PS Plus. But then the PS Extra also gives you a 400 asterisk library of PS4 classic games. And they also highlighted a couple of them because it's not just first party. There's some third party stuff that is included into this. So basically, I think the PS Plus Extra is definitely giving you stick to me what I say. So, okay, they spotlighted God of War 2018 is going to be in this tier. There was another bigger one, Mortal Kombat 11. And then Returnal was definitely ones that I remember spotlighted in this. I think maybe if I'm making probably one up of like maybe Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition and all that shit. But yeah, you get that a library, a 400 library, and I think that is definitely the different thing. Let me look real quick, just because I know the last tier. But the second tier is definitely a questionable, like, is this what's all that's in there, or what is this? Okay. Okay. So we'll backtrack so I can say it all. So the second tier is online multiplayer. Hey, that's in tier 1. PlayStation Plus monthly games. Hey, that's in tier 1. The 100 gigabyte cloud storage, that's also in tier 1. Share play, tier 1 also. Blah, blah, blah. But and then just, I think the middle tier gives you the large catalog of PS4 and eventually PS5 games, since obviously, like I said, Returnal is included in this tier 2. The tier 2 is $15 a month. I can't remember the quarterly price, but if you want to do the annual price, it's only $100. Well, I say only. It's $100. And I do have to give PlayStation a pat on the back, and they also kind of did say they kind of said in an interview. I'm pretty impressed that they are coming out of the gate with a annual price tag you can go buy. Continuing that, because obviously they've been doing it for a long time. People like to play. This is where it gets into this. People all week play dumb and act like Xbox Game Pass has an annual price somewhere in that stupid fucking ecosystem. I have not heard anybody tell me. They're like, oh yeah, they do have you can go buy it annually. No, they do not. People have been finding deals and been collecting quarterly prices of Xbox Game Pass for months, and there is no annual price for Xbox Game Pass. That's why I like PlayStation Plus, in the sense of like, hey, we can do an annual price, and they definitely are doing some weed cut style of like, hey, you want a little bit? Okay, $10. Hey, you want a quarter? All right, we'll do it 25. Oh, you want the whole year? I'll give you the best deal out here. $60. All right, same idea. Hey, we got. Oh, you want a monthly little thing of extra? 15. I can't remember what the middle one is. It's probably $50 a quarter. I bet you money it's $50. Or hey, you want the whole year? $100. Boom, you got it. So you get a 400 collected catalog. Now, the third installment is PlayStation Plus Premium. You get everything in tier 1. You get everything in tier 2. And then the next thing is they give you 300 more streamable or stream-only games. Well, no, excuse me. 300 more games. Some of them is the PS Now catalog of PS3 games, which are stream only right now. The reason I say right now, because if I did this recording earlier this week, I would say they are stream only. But I did see that there has been talk, or people have been making articles to make it sound like PlayStation has definitely been saying, yeah, it's stream, sorry. But then they have articles up to say, actually, PlayStation is working on an emulator for downloadable PS3 games on the PS5. I am okay with even the streamable PS3 games, because I have no idea where are these people coming out of that are being secret PS3 lovers to come out of the woodwork and go, there's the problem with this tier. It is boring. And it's also because there's only stream-only PS3 games. What are you looking for on the PS3 that you cannot play through a remastered disc, or the idea of... I just don't understand the people's, like... They're just looking for something to whine about, it felt like. But I digress. And what so you get the streaming part of PS Now in this final tier. The middle tier gives you the PS4 catalog that I feel is on PS Now already and was already it was always downloadable. So that idea. But now you can give you the access to stream it. So if you did not want to download even the PS4 games, even PS3 games, And the thing they brought is bringing up to this this PS Premium is getting PS1, PS2, and PlayStation Portable games on the subscription. And there are two big questions on that. One is what games? That is a good question. I also have a feeling of what games are coming on here. We already have some PS2 games that have been ported onto a PS4 store on the PSN store. I feel those are, of course, be the conversation piece right there. My question is, which PS1 games? Like, are we going to get like the PS1 classics that were on the PS3? So the idea of like, are we going to get Crash already? Or we're going to get Metal Gear Solid? I am not here to say, oh, yep, they're coming. But I feel they are going to come down the road. I'm not thinking they're going to be there at launch, but I do not know. I'm just more excited to see the PS Plus Premium is basically giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically 6. Well, we'll go down 5. 5 past generations of PlayStation history in this premium system. And the cool part is, which hey, the price is always debatable for anybody. But I say it's cool because the price is about $18 a month or something really dumb in the middle. I ain't gonna lie, those middle prices are really dumb, and they're also like that tantalizing price of like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well go up to the yearly one. But the yearly one for the biggest tier of the PlayStation Plus's new value is only $120. So from tier 2 to tier 3, if you had $20 more, you can get the premium tier of PlayStation Plus. So you have access to the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS Portable, PS4 games that are under this umbrella. They have also kind of did an article just to more say it and set it in stone, just probably more just to say it, is we are not at this moment in time ever going to do games day and date on a subscription service with us. And Jim Ryan went out there and he did a really pretty good point. I'm not trying to also be a kiss asser to him, but the idea of like, he goes, we have a really good system right now. We have X Studio makes a thing. They make some good money on sales. We can invest that money back into the studio, and they can make a better game the next circle. Okay, definitely makes sense. Definitely understands what business is in the sense of what a business does when they do not have the biggest reserve of money. Because we can at least agree on that. I can at least agree on that too. Xbox might be down in the gaming world, but being under the umbrella, being under Microsoft, Xbox has a lot more leeway to burn money or risk money into a idea of like, okay, we're going to do a day and date. We're going to make Game Pass be tantalizing because we have to put our first parties up there, and we will see the effects if maybe like, how Jim Ryan just said, like Xbox does do majority of their first party right now before we start breaking down Bethesda or we break down like if Activision happens. I think it's going to. I'm just going by what I'm saying. It's not set in stone yet. But their first party has definitely been always okay, I'll just say it like that. Mediocre single player and above average multiplayer. That's been kind of the Microsoft formula in a little bit. a little bit of a mediocre single player, but a above average multiplayer that keeps you invested into the ecosystem in some type, way, shape, and form. But yeah. I think the PlayStation Plus Premium is decent, especially in the sense of like when you break it down and take a step back, it's literally nothing changed in the sense of, hey, are you a PS Plus owner? Hey, we just made it a little bit more, not even more, because it's always been there. But like, we're just trying to get you to say yes to PlayStation Now by merging it and making PS Now, quote unquote, go away. And now it's part of the PS Plus brand. And you just have to go up to the third tier, which at the end of the day was the price of 1 year PS Plus and 1 year PS Now. And that's why I think it's kind of cool. I think it's also was a smart move that they didn't have to rebrand it. They didn't make it be PlayStation Game Pass or make it be PlayStation Spartacus as the brand. I think keeping it at PS Plus should have kept people's expectations to this level-headedness, but I think the internet, and I will blame influencers, I will blame I blame like Jeff Grubb, that were keep on saying PlayStation's Game Pass answer is Spartacus. What is that? And they kept putting those two words into the same sentence. PlayStation Game Pass killer. And do that stuff. And I think a little bit of that, and I also think it's PlayStation's fault for being so silent. This didn't even come out of, they should have done like a state of play and maybe do a little bit more, like, just have a state of play. And then this be part of the state of play and say, oh yeah, hey, in June, which that's when the thing gets turned on, so you can have that. It comes out in June. I think it's a cool idea. I also think I missed my moment, because people who are a PS Now subscriber right now and a PS Plus subscriber right now, they got an email that says, in June, your membership goes to... I also forgot to mention that premium tier also gives you this access to game trials. Now, they said that, and then also my question, that's another question of what games are going to be able to try. I'm not going to put my hat into that race. So like, yep, it's going to be all of them. It'd be cool if it's all of them, but like, it says whatever select ones are game trials. So obviously, probably definitely not so hot multiplayer games will probably have a free trial. They're probably including in their head, well, yeah, when Call of Duty does the free weekend, that counts, and all that stuff. There was a second question with PS Plus. The first one was what games, and then the second one is I'm not 100% sure what else to talk about that besides the idea that, again, I just didn't understand how it was so hard for people who are a lot more faster or a lot more vocal and also in a position that has a lot more fan base to go out there and talk about the news and then act stupid about anything that goes on in the thing. And then my stomach turned listening to Kind of Funny's Games Daily, the one that they actually talked about the PS Plus news, and they were like, every other sentence was Game Pass. They were talking about, they just compared it to Game Pass when the internet made it be something that was supposed to be was always comparing it to Game Pass, where obviously the silence of PlayStation kind of did that to themselves, but they've never really said it as, "Yep, we're trying to compete with Game Pass," but no. And everyone, when you ask them, even like I even heard like the thing about the annual thing for Game Pass. I would listen to a podcast or like, "Oh, what's the annual price for Game Pass?" And they're like, "Oh, they should have one. There's no way they don't." And they play dumb and they're like trying to like sugarcoat it. They don't. And it's roughly the PS Plus Premium tier 120 is technically $30 less than what is a I want to say they were even giving you the 15. Yeah. It basically Game Pass is $150 a year. And that's you getting quarterlies and all that shit. I think it's also interesting in the sense of what is it? I like to see where this goes. I also think where does this lead into how many times a year or how much are we going to see the collection or this group of games alter? I think it's going to be kind of like PS Now right now. We might be getting like it might be a handful of games each month or like 3 of them that are spotlighted like it is right now and all that stuff. I do think it's a good investment. I think it's also I'm probably going to go for the year, not year. Of course I'm going to pick the year, but I'm going to pick the premium list, the 120. And I kind of messed up because back to what I was trying to say was people found out about that you could basically become the tier level, the premium tier level if you have PS Now. So yesterday, people like Wario and Cheap Ass Gamer were sharing this link for get a year of PS Now right now for $60, and it gives you PS Plus Premium in June. And then you don't have, that's where your reoccurring annual prices at that month, or like, this week. And I messed up. I didn't get it, but I'm trying to get. I've went through I might have also lost $60. I think I'm going through a sketchy fucking digital code website, and I'm trying to get a refund if they're not going to answer me because of some of their things. They're like, "Oh yeah, you gotta just do this," and I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna give you a picture of myself for a fucking code. I'm not trying to get my identity stolen." But well, yeah, that was kind of the big news this week, and also like the idea of like I just really was dumbfounded to see everybody talk this week and then act like it was like it was like the meme of like the guy looking at the butterfly and go, "Is this a pigeon?" And it was just staring, like looking at it like, guys, it's what was there this whole time. They just merged it together. It's now you get to have PS Plus or PS Now together if you want. And people just keep just doing this apples to oranges of like, is it Game Pass good quality for the world? And like they just couldn't handle just talking about PlayStation in a good way at this moment about a subscription that granted doesn't do day and date, but at the same time it's I think I'm also in the right clientele for it, because I heard also another good point. A lot of people were saying like, they had a good explanation, and now I remember the other question. But they're like, I might just stick to essential because right now I've been buying shit, and so whatever's been on those catalog, like play this now because it's under you earned it with your subscription. You probably already own it. Like people were talking about, like I already own Returnal. They already own, like me, I already own Mortal Kombat 11. So that's not really why I'm doing it. What I'm doing it for is actually the PS2, PS1, and PSP games. And that's the other question. Will we have PS1, PS2, and PSP games in the store available to buy without having the subscription? My heart says I hope so, because it just means more money for them, blah, 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 blah. And like the idea of like, it just makes it, choice is good in this sense. Matters on how much comes out too. So and then that was also the beauty thing. They act like they never heard what PS Now is. So they're like this, is it going to be the same, like, is it going to come out at launch with 400 games? I hope so. I hope they don't do it like Nintendo. I'm like, guys, there's 400 plus games on a PS Now subscription right now. Why does everyone act like they're like never heard of it? Like they can like they're like they got hit with the fucking memory fucking stick from Men in Black. They're like, never heard of this in my life. Can you please explain to me what PS Now is? But yeah. We'll see what more comes out in June with that. And then two more things. One is E3 is officially dead. Is basically sounds like to me all the developers are kind of putting their eggs in Jeff Keighley's basket for Summer Game Fest. It seems like people have the developers have spoke with their wallets and credibility that Jeff Keighley has definitely been a lot more professional, a lot more safe with what's that word? Their privacy. Because I've obviously remembering E3 had maybe, I think not even one, not even two, but I think three breaches of their like data, and people got their information leaked. I think that's another big part of why people are like saying fuck E3. And that, and then also more just because of, we have talked about it on this show, Activision, Blizzard, apparently kind of swept it under, but they have kind of settled the sexual harassment lawsuit and only had to pay $18 million. $18 million in this for them to say sorry for having bad workplaces. I'm also trying to be also like, I'm not 100% sure because I think I heard there was two lawsuits. This first one is $18 million to the people who are filing for complaints. And I think there's a second lawsuit with the state of California. But I could be wrong on that. But this one that was settled for $18 million. So basically, some people went out there, and it was in this article on Kotaku. $18 million, okay. Everyone who complained got $450. $450 for, could be months, could be years of sexual harassment by that harassment just period could be just the idea of like that feeling of being on edge, knowing that you cannot speak up, you can't because you're afraid of retaliation. $450. And I did some quick math with listening to a comment thread. So if you did 18 million and divided it with $450, this lawsuit had roughly, I'm going to give you two numbers. This roughly had like 50,000 people filing a lawsuit against Activision. 50,000 people. I don't even, you know what I mean? How many people actually work for Activision? But 50,000 people got $450. And then this is probably the more closer number. So another little thread just kind of shot it out there. He's like, $18 million, you think about put 20% of that towards the lawyers. And then you do the $450. So basically, this is where I think the real number is. It's about like 38,000 people filed for complaints. So 38,000 people got $450 for, like I said, months, years of harassment, feeling on edge, and blah, blah, blah. Really bad shit. And the reason I say this is because, little fun fact. So with this Activision Blizzard being bought through Microsoft, Bobby Kotick, the man who has lawsuit, that's the best part too. The settlement also gave it so Activision Blizzard could wipe off their like paperwork that they had a sexual harassment problem. They don't have to say it now. And that's what's part of this lawsuit. But back to what I was trying to say. Bobby Kotick, when he leaves this company after this accusation, he's roughly going to get $300 million by himself. $300 million. You had 32,000 people get $450 for what he was at the helm at. Call of Duty Mobile makes $18 million in 4 days of time. So in 4 days in time, they have collected enough money to basically, if this was like a deficit, we just lost $18 million on a lawsuit. We got it back in 4 days. 4 days out of 365-day year. These people got $450 for, like I said, they could have been in a hostile work environment for months. A lot more than 4 fucking days. A lot more than just, that idea. I think it's a really bullshit thing. Every November, Call of Duty is at the number 1 spot usually. And they're making billions on game releases, and the people who work on it and who had hostile work environments got $450. I think it's crazy. I think it's also something that now it's brushed on, and people are going to be like, it is what it is. A lot of internet men are going to be doing that. Hey, whatever, and then. Apparently, this week, I'm just going to say real quick, I'm not really care. Elizabeth Warren apparently came out of the hole that she lives in to comment and say about the Activision thing, and then say, who says Microsoft's even better? And it flared up Xbox fans out the fucking yin-yang to, hear. You would have thought, I saw more people complain to a senator about Microsoft than about worrying about police brutality. You know what I'm saying? That shit over Microsoft. But yeah, I think that'll be it for the show. For this week's hot picks, movies. I'm gonna put I don't want to say everything at the same time is coming out in theaters this week. It's been in select theaters, but I think it's coming out nationwide this week. It's that A24 multiverse movie. And also, it ain't enough to talk about, but I will say that Moon Knight episode 1 was pretty good. I think it's still kind of not like that. I think it was going to turn, but the idea of I think it's a little too early to talk about because it's a very, it was more, I think they did a really good job having us a fun little ride adventure and gave us how this Mark Spector is dealing with the multiple personalities in his head. But yeah. But for movies, like I said, everything and anywhere at all times is going to be out in theaters. Music is from Dreamville, featuring Lute, Kaz, and Omen. Starting 5, the song, I think is really good. And then for comics, it is let's go down this thing. Looks Behemoth will have Dark Beach issue 1. Boom Studios will have looks like nothing, no number 1s. Dark Horse Breakout number 1. DC will have Flashpoint Beyond Zero, which I believe is the starting of another little story from the Flashpoint universe with the Batman, with Thomas Wayne's Batman. And then keep it moving. I don't know if that's new. It looks like it showed like Sandman number 1, but I don't think that's like a new issue. I think that's a full graphic novel. Image, A Town Called Terror number 1. Oh yeah, I mean, it's not on this, but I know this Wednesday is the start of volume 2 of Nottingham. You know, shout out to people who've been on the show. Marvel looks like it might mean not Iron Fist. Nope, that's a second printing. But Elektra is going to get an issue 100. So that's kind of cool. A good little collector's item. That's about it for that. Scout Comics has a Vanity number 1. Vault Comics don't have anything new of like number 1s like we do. And yeah, I think that'll be it for the show. Last night, I know that I'm a day behind, but also, hey, last night WrestleMania happened. Well, Saturday and Sunday WrestleMania happened. But I have not watched WWE in years. I've been obviously the AEW guy. But I will say that WrestleMania, because I did watch it, is probably the best WrestleMania in the past 7 years. I'll say like that. At least the past 5 years. Past 5 years, this has probably been the best WrestleMania. Stone Cold came back. Vince McMahon even fucking was in the ring. It was Jackass crew was there. It was a very enjoyable time for the idea that all year I've been going like, man, WWE stinks. But no, it was a very, very pretty impressive show of what they can do. But yeah, I think that'll be it. Like we say every week, be good to each other. Follow me on Twitter at MikeFollow93. That'd be always cool. But yeah, until next week or next time I record, be good to each other and peace.